How you doing? Welcome back to the channel. What you're gonna learn in today's video is I'm gonna give you 3 different tips that are gonna help you explode your wholesaling business, make more money on some of the deals that you're doing, and avoid a lot of headaches and a lot of wasted time, and you're gonna see why here in just a second. So what I wanna share with you are some things that I've learned in the business from doing a bunch of wholesaling in the past, and that you can implement right now today to make your wholesaling business grow faster. So, number 1, no blind offers. Don't freak out. I know some of you are like, that's all I do, is I mass offer a high volume strategy on MLS offers, on HUD home store offers, or whatever it may be, guys. We're not talking about making offers. You can still do this. In fact, a lot of people do this and it works very, very well, as long as you understand contract law. What we're talking about with no blind offers is when you're selling your house, do not ever, ever, ever accept a blind offer. And here's why. So if you have a house that you put out on an email blast to your entire buyers list and say you have 5,000 buyers on that list, and all of a sudden your phone starts blowing up, right? What's happening is this. You miscalculated your repair estimate, or you miscalculated the ARV of the property or the market value, and those investors that are looking at that flyer are salivating, right? They think they got a home run on their hands, and they're so nervous and so scared that anxiety's built up that someone else is gonna go buy that house, that they're willing to make an offer blind off the photos without actually seeing the house. This is a very big mistake a lot of wholesalers make. They panic and they say, okay, I'm gonna take the quick money. What you need to be doing is when you market your wholesale flyers, market them $100,000 OBO. What that means is, or best offer. It means basically, if a bunch of people want the property, it's gonna have to go up and up and up until someone's willing to pay what really is the market value for that property on a wholesale level. Otherwise, you're not gonna sell it. Because if you could sell that house for $107,000, but you sold it for $100,000 to that first buyer that called you, you just lost $7,000. So this happens all the time. This happens all over the country. People panic and accept that blind offer because they know it's money in the bank, or that's what they think. So if you're selling your houses to blind offers, guys, what you're doing is essentially selling that house to someone who's so for sure they got a home run because there's so much room in it that they're willing to buy it without even seeing it, which means you're selling that house for too cheap. So stop selling blind offer properties to people because you're losing money. I hope that makes sense. Number 2, how do we get more per deal? This goes hand in hand with no blind offers. So what experienced wholesale companies are doing is they don't sell houses to blind offers. They don't run people through there one at a time. They have property showings. The same reason why you'd have an open house as a real estate agent. As a wholesaler or as a wholesale investor, if you're only gonna get 5 people to come by the house, why bring them by one at a time? Schedule a showing, because this does what we call create a scarcity mentality. So if you get 5 people there and they all want it, someone's gonna have to get it, and now it's a fighting contest, it's a bidding contest, and they're gonna bid it up higher than it should be, and as long as they know the way you run your business is, hey, we're not selling it just for 100, it's OBO, so whoever gives us the best offer at the showing gets the property. And that's how you're gonna get your prices up on these individual wholesale deals that you're doing. Because if you just bring them through one at a time, it doesn't create that competition, it doesn't create that scarcity, because people pay more for something that other people want. And when there's fewer of an object, an item, or some type of product, people are gonna pay more for it because of scarcity. That's why a big diamond goes for more than a small diamond. That's why a nice luxury car goes for more than like a Toyota Camry or a Honda or some type of car that there's a ton of them out there. The more scarce an object is, the more rare it is, the more people want to pay for it. And if you can create competition in the marketplace all there at one moment, you're going to get emotional buyers. And emotion creates an absence of strategic thinking and analyzation, and they're going to pay more for that property. Try it, guys. Do property showings. It's going to make you more money. Number 3, this is very important. You gotta wait for title to come in. Now I know a lot of you are using a strategy where you're making offers on properties with short option periods to create a stronger, it shows you have stronger terms to that homeowner, because if I offer $100,000 with a 30-day option and you offer $100,000 with a 3-day option, they're going with you every time, because they're not gonna have to wait and be tied up because they may have an underlying payment, carrying costs, etc. So what we're trying to do is get the house under contract. But if you have a long option period, guys, wait for title work to come back. So here's kind of the overhead process. You sign a contract with the homeowner for 14 days. Don't panic and think you have to start marketing it right away. Find out how long it typically takes your title company to run a title search. Because if you're dealing with low and wholesale types of properties, lots of times these people are in financial distress, And what comes with the stress? Judgments and liens. So say you have a $20,000 house that you're trying to sell for $30,000 and you find a buyer. And all of a sudden you think you're about to make 10 grand because you went ahead and accepted the contract because you already marketed it before you knew if there's any liens or judgments on it. And then you go sell it, and that buyer is excited, they got a house, you're excited, you're about to make a bunch of money, everybody's excited until the title report comes back, and guess what? There's $50,000 IRS lien on there, or credit cards, or mechanics lien, or some type of judgment on there that can't be removed, and that homeowner has no money to pay it. Now this deal can't go through. So you're gonna have a lot less headaches if you make sure to wait for title to come back. Now I know sometimes you're putting short option periods in there and you can't wait. In that case, do what you gotta do. That's your own business decision. But I promise you, it's gonna be a lot easier for you if you just wait to make sure you can actually sell the house. So guys, I hope you like those tips. Number one, don't accept blind offers, because if someone's willing to offer blind, you're selling the house too cheap and you're cutting yourself short. Number two, property showings create scarcity, create competition, and people are gonna fight over it. If you throw a French fry in front of 50 pigeons, what happens, right? Now, wait for title, guys, because no one likes having to go back to a buyer and be like, hey, guess what? I actually couldn't sell you the house because it can't get closed. So do these three things, guys. You're gonna grow a bigger, stronger business faster. Guys, if you haven't already done so, click that red subscribe button, guys, support the channel. Hit that little yellow bell down there as well. That will notify you as we put videos out. And guys, I'll see you on the next one. Have a good day.